Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate Nearpod, which is a add-in for Google Slides, and what it allows you to do is to build interactive elements into a Google Slides presentation, things like polls, things like open-ended questions, and collaborative boards, close exercises, that kind of thing. Kev has already added it in to the Google Drive domain, so you should find it there, and go to you need to go to Open Nearpod. Now, Nearpod is obviously a separate website, so when you actually come to run your presentation, you'll run it from the Nearpod website. And when you first go into this window, you probably have to activate your account. And I remember having to sort of close the presentation down and open it up again to get into the interactive elements. So, as it says here, Nearpod slides can't be copied and pasted. The other thing to note about slides that Nearpod creates for you is that there is no point in putting any other content on there because Nearpod won't display it. So you just leave the exercises up that you've created. There's no need to do anything else. So if I go to edit this lesson, you can see I've already got a few Nearpod exercises, these grey ones over on the left-hand side. I'm just going to take you through through what they are and how they get set up. So there's a variety of things that you can embed into one of these slides, or create a slide from it. I'm being totally honest, I don't know what all of them are. You'd have to go and experiment. I have no idea what field trip is. Some of them are fairly obvious, like polls and quizzes and that kind of thing. And there are some sort of different quiz structures, like time to climb is a different quiz structure. So there's a few interactive elements in there. I've put in this particular slide a fill in the blanks. I've put in a collaborate board, and I've put in one other, which I can't remember quite now. Open-ended questions, that's what I did. So if I want to create one of these activities, so say I create a collaborate board, I just click on that activity, and Nearpod does its thing. I can choose a style for it, and all I do is, add these details in. I can put an image in there if that's helpful. Oh, that one definitely. Okay, and then I just save that. And what that does is make that slide something that students will be able to contribute to. So you can see it made a new slide. So I didn't have to create a slide and it added it to it. It looks a bit kind of random at the moment. It looks like there's sort of nothing there. But all you need to do then is to save that. Oops. I'll just go back to there, and you can see how my board has changed there. Now it says save and go to Nearpod. So this is my Nearpod account. So it's a completely separate website, and I would be running my presentation from this. I wouldn't be running it from Google Slides. Okay, so I'd come in here in the lesson, and I'd be activating my presentation from here. So there's two options, but you have to run it as a live lesson because this is a paid-for approach. So you run it as a live lesson, and what will happen now is the presentation slides will appear. I forgot to mention. So this is a class code that you can just publish to students, and they will come to Nearpod and just use that class code to sign into your presentation. So you can distribute that in any way you want, usually through Google Classroom. And as you can see, what's displayed is the first slide of my presentation. If I go back to here, that's the first slide in my presentation. That's what it looks like on Nearpod. I can see the rest of my slides here, so I can navigate to the different normal information slides that I created on Google Slides, or these activities that I've just created in Nearpod. Okay, so you can see here also the students that have joined, and some other bits and pieces here. So there's my fill in the blanks exercise. So that's what the exercise looks like when it's complete. I'm just going to swap to a student view. The students will get obviously a similar view, so that this is the difference between, you know, having the activity for you as a teacher and obviously what the students will do. So you can see here they get a list of words and they will actually do a sort of drag and drop exercise. And after they've dragged and dropped the words into this close exercise, they'll click done and they'll get a score, so they have a little bit of feedback and can go on to the next activity. Okay. I will also, as a teacher, get a record of that. I'll just go back to the teacher's view. I will also, so that will be recorded in Nearpod, and I can explore that data if I want to. So my next slide is a collaborate board, and that's the one I just set up. And it says here for the rest of the session here, do I want to have to approve students' posts? So I'm being lazy, I'm going to say no, I don't want to approve them. So as soon as a student types something, it should appear. I'm not sure if it works for me, so I'll just try that as a teacher. Perhaps it should do. Yes, it does. So you can see that pops up, and that would pop up if, again, I go back to the student view. The student should see that, a bit like a Padlet. And of course, any other student that contributed to that collaborate board would see, we'd see their posts up there as well. Okay, and we've also got the option to like that, so I can actually like my my post as well. So again, you know, you might want to be choosing the best answer or something like that, the best response. You can use it for that purpose as well. Let's just go back to my teacher view. So that's a collaborate board, and we've looked at the fill in the blanks. I thought I had. I thought I had another one on there. I thought I had an open-ended question one. Okay, I don't know where that one's gone. But I had an open-ended question one, which was basically you just put up some questions and again, students post their responses and you can see their responses. So that's kind of, you know, a little bit about the architecture of that. If I just go back to Nearpod, do I want to leave this session? Yes, I do. There is this thing called reports here. So again, if you want to look at some of the data around student responses, you can see, so this is a session that I had with Kev yesterday. There's a little test idea, I think. You should be able to bring up some idea of how students have done in some of those interactive elements, if that's something that you want to do. It's a little bit slow here, I'm not entirely sure why. But that is essentially it. Yeah, so you can see who's responded. We actually didn't put anything in that, but you can see, you would actually see some of the responses or some of the results of some of that in terms of points that they scored. Okay, so just to be aware that that's available. Okay, I think that's about it. Yeah, going to finish it.